Hi to all of our Angelfish swimmers that are stuck at home and might be wanting some fun activities to do to help your body feel less tight. How many of you feel like you haven't been able to stretch and move around as much as you usually do? We feel that, right? So Danny and I are here today. Many of you might recognize him as our lifeguard in Greenwich. And we're here to show you some stretches that your parents can do for you. And if you're able to, you can do them for your parents. So first, I want to make sure that you have a nice comfy area to lay on. So lay a big blanket out on the floor. And you're going to start by laying down. And the first thing you can do is, if you don't have a foam roller, you can take a towel and you can roll it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this behind Danny's shoulders. So sit up, Dan. Now lay back. And I'm going to start just by letting him lay back and stretch. And what your parents can do is they can put their hands on the tops of your shoulders and just push gently outward while you take 3 big, deep breaths. 1, 2, and 3. There's another option if it might be more comfortable to you, and you can put the towel the long way along your child's spine so that when they lay back, they can stretch this way. See which one is more comfortable, and we have a friend helping us too. Hey, Charlie. Now I'm going to take away the towel roll, and you can use it maybe for your head, Danny, and lay back. Next thing I'm going to show parents is just how to stretch your child's low back. We're going to bend one knee, and we're going to bend the other knee. So I'm especially wanting to help some of my friends that can't really move around on their own. And I've been getting some nice comments on some of these videos from my friends like Harry and Charlotte, and I'm thinking about Ruby and David and Carla. So I'm hoping that your parents can try some of these things with you. But I'm going to bring both of his knees up, and I'm just going to make some gentle circles with his knees one way, gentle circles the other way. And then I'm going to have Danny look to that wall while I bring his knees to the opposite side. And your parents can hold down one shoulder and put their hands on your knees and help you stretch your low back. How does that feel?
It's good.
Yeah. And now we're going to do it the other way. Again, push down the opposite shoulder, the opposite knees, and go slow. You're not in a rush. After you loosen the chest, then the low back, we're going to now move to the hamstrings. And what you're going to do is you're going to keep one leg straight while the other leg is bent. Now, when you pull the bent knee up to the chest, you're going to take your other hand and push down on the straight leg. This stretches the hip flexors. Those are the muscles that get really tight when you're sitting a lot. I'm going to bring both knees up, and now I'm going to straighten the opposite leg. Again, I'm going to push down into the floor, up on Danny's knee. And you don't really want to push on the kneecap, so if you can push underneath the knee, that's better. And we're going to stretch the front of the hips. Again, you want to hold it for about 12 to 15 seconds if you can. Maybe sing a little song if that helps the time go by. And now I'm going to show you how to stretch the hamstrings. What you do is you bend the knee to 90, and then you lift up the foot. Right here. And right where it gets uncomfortable, you just hold it. And you can count to 15, you can count to 20. You don't want to force, but you also don't want to back off if it gets a little uncomfortable. If your child looks like they're a little bit uncomfortable, you can bring the leg down a little bit so it's not as aggressive of a stretch. Do that on each side, and then you want to get their heel cords. So the way you get the heel cords is you take your hand, you sit on the side of your child, you pull down on the heel while you push up on the toes. So first, you do it when the knee is bent and it's not as uncomfortable. I'm really pulling down on the heel and pushing back on the toes, but then I straighten out the knee as I do it, and that's where it gets a little uncomfortable. What you want to do after you do all of these stretches is some kind of active movement, because there's no sense in stretching if you're not going to then use the muscle. So what we can do is a little joke where we can play around maybe with karate kicks. And you can hold something over your child and see if they can bend both of their knees. Bend 1, bend 2, and see if they can kick a target. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, And 5, if this is too hard for them to do when they're laying on their back, maybe do it when they're sitting in their chair. But you want to try to activate the muscles that you just stretched so that the stretch and the flexibility lasts longer. I hope you enjoyed this quick little series on just stretching your muscles. And if your child wants and they're able, maybe they can do it to you too.